to believe this is a television show
and taking them into a house for alcohol wine.
People will buy houses thousands of dollars on it.
So we all got together
How is your weekend going? So, wait a minute, what the hell? Welcome to Weekend Live, the Hamptons now.
Oh, that
I'm
is
Bill McCuddy.
hysterical.
This is Jackie. This is most of Jackie Dumphy.
Yeah, I'm virtual.
Wait,
Hello.
Wait, no, I mean,
there you go.
that's so funny.
Patrick McLaughlin. You know, we did this one time
My
at
God.
At America's Talking.
I'm disappearing.
We what was it? She was a
So wait,
swimsuit model.
If I do this,
There we go.
can we see through you really?
Oh, we can't see through her, actually.
No.
That's pretty
All right.
Okay, let's move on.
We're
shall
new
we?
at this. I'm Bill McCuddy, as we said. This is Weekend Live. If you're watching this show now, everything we're talking about is happening this weekend, and there is a tremendous amount of stuff going on.
Boy, is there ever.
It's all in the Hamptons.
Yeah, it's
Happening in the Hamptons.
There's obviously we're going to talk about Pride Month, but there's a Pride Parade this weekend. We have a special
Awesome.
guest to talk about that. And did you guys know John Cameron Mitchell is the official,
That's
Yes,
awesome.
official
Grand
MC,
Marshal?
the Grand
Will you get a
Marshal.
video of him?
Hedwig and the Andy Inch. That would work.
Ooh.
for
Hedwig in the Angry Inch.
Angry Inch.
Yeah.
And he's a DJ too, believe it or not.
Very
Well,
excited.
I mean, I'm not used to all this gay stuff. I'm not gay, but my husband is.
That's,
But anyway.
that's Saturday. Hey, let's talk about what's happening all weekend long. It starts in Montauk at 7:30 on Saturday with a triathlon.
Are you entered?
Yeah, I've been training. You can see I'm a little verklempt right now.
I saw Eric Cohen, your trainer. He said you're doing okay.
Yeah,
Look at him,
we're
he's
trying.
so buff now.
Yeah, no. Okay,
there you
I'm
go.
a long way from buff. I get heavy starch on my shirts. That's the closest I
Oh,
get to
that's
muscle
it.
tone.
Oh, maybe I need
We
that.
have the
Starch.
Hamptons Pride Parade in East Hampton at noon, and then Chance the Rapper is at Surf Lodge. Pardon me, Surf Lodge at 4 o'clock.
Repeat after
in
me.
Montauk.
Lodge.
Surf Lodge. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's happening? This is exciting because we're going to talk about tag sales in a
But
moment.
who's Chance the Rapper? I don't even know who that is.
I just read what they give me.
Jody, do you know who Chance? Who is he? What does he
He's a
say?
rapper by chance.
Oh, he's a rapper by
yeah,
chance,
by
yeah.
chance. Okay.
I get it.
The young ones know.
Oh, good. Wait, go ahead. Keep going, Bill.
Well, you can say it, Lori.
Well, Laurie Anderson at the church in Sag Harbor. I have a great story. When I was at Channel 13, I was not in the green room at the time, but my friend Carol was. And
hope you didn't wear green.
It was on Pledge Drive, and we had Laurie Anderson on with Isaac Asimov, who lived in the Henry Hudson Hotel, where Channel 13 was at the time.
Ah, right. I remember that. On 57th, right?
So she goes in and says, "We'll be ready for you in a few minutes, Miss Anderson." And Isaac Asimov went up to Carol and said, "Who's that again?" And she said, "That's Laurie Anderson." He goes, "Is Lonnie Anderson coming in still?" And they said no, and he said that was the only reason he
That's
agreed
why
to do
he
the
booked
Pledge Drive,
the
because he thought he was
show.
going to meet Lonnie Anderson.
Aww.
Poor-
By the
I'm
way,
sure
we're
Laurie
talking all
Anderson's
about
fine
movies
with it.
this weekend.
Yes.
Eric Cohen joined the other Eric Cohen. You mentioned my trainer, Eric Cohen, but Eric Cohen, the artistic director of the fabulous Southampton Playhouse, where you can go see a movie this weekend that you don't think is good. That's phenomenal. I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about, but you'll know in just a moment. Against
So
all-
weird seeing Jackie without a body.
it's an out-of-body experience.
Oh my God, just here.
If you're just joining us, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons. Now
my hair.
everything happening
Oh,
in
don't
the
touch the hair.
Hamptons this weekend.
Don't touch the hair.
Also on Saturday, All Against Abuse benefit at the Southampton Arts Center is at 6:30, and then they're doing an ongoing production, the Hampton Community Theater Group in Quogue, of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh my God, I'd love to see that. You know, I've
Well,
always
it's in
wanted
its
to
last couple
join
of weeks.
A theater group?
a theater group, but
Really?
Quogue is a little far away from East Hampton.
Have
I'll
you
fall
been?
asleep.
Has anybody been to the Quogue Theater? Is it nice? Okay.
I have not been to
I
Quogue.
don't know.
Sure,
Maybe
it's
we
lovely.
should have a road
8
trip.
o'clock.
Where's
On
Quogue?
Sunday, Montauk, The Blessing of the Fleet is at noon. And one thing we're going to talk about a little later on with
cool.
Eric, screenwriter Tony Gilroy is making a guest appearance at the Southampton Playhouse. This is big for me. I'm a huge fan.
He
of
won an
this man.
Academy Award, I think, for Michael Clayton. Yeah.
He's also done recently a movie called Beirut that a lot of people didn't see.
What's
that
it
you
about?
Should. And you're not going to believe John Hamm is in it, and
Yeah.
John Hamm plays against every kind of type that you've seen him do before.
You know, my daughter gave him a tennis lesson 2 summers ago.
how'd that go?
She had no idea who he was.
Good tipper.
Yeah, yeah, actually he was. And so gentle and so kind and very funny.
Had a terrible serve, though.
You know what Lauren
Yeah.
Michaels told Lauren Michaels about my Gansett? We always try, like dance paper, we try and move people
yeah.
who are out here into our conversation. The first advice he gave Conan O'Brien when he became big was tip everybody at least 15%. Now that you're famous, they'll talk about it. You'll get up at page 6 if you don't. So if you're famous, I think they do.
There you go. Thank
Murmur,
God I'm not famous. I'll go
Sunday
broke.
night, the Gypsy Kings are coming to
Oh, I love the
Hampton
Gypsy
Bays
King.
at
I
8
like the Gypsy
o'clock
Kings a lot.
Yes.
That's
at
huge.
Canoe Place.
That is.
And finally, from Tony Gilroy to the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards are this Sunday night. Are you okay?
I just got some.
Do we have a lawsuit
I have a
here?
drinking problem.
Yes, you have a problem drinking.
But you know what? Oh, see, I told you. But you know what? Usually when I wear
Here,
white,
maybe you
This
Yeah.
didn't happen in the rehearsal.
No.
In the rehearsal, it all went well. Plus, the air conditioning was on during the rehearsal.
Yeah, well, Tony
Yeah,
I was
Awards.
putting on my
Okay,
Southampton play.
and I have a friend who's a theater critic. I couldn't tell you one show that's nominated. Although Gypsy, that's the one thing I know.
Gypsy.
That
Audra
Happy
McDonald.
Ending Maybe, they think, is going to win a lot of stuff. Have you seen that?
No,
I
It's
haven't
about two robots.
What did I
It's
see
very
this
unusual.
year? I saw the Mary Lincoln Todd thing.
The thingy.
What was it?
She's going to win.
What was it? Not Tell Me. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary.
What is wrong?
Mary.
I'm like Albert Brooks in broadcast news.
Got sweat all
I'm
over
sweating.
you.
A woman from Minnesota thought I was having a heart attack. The Tony Awards are screening at Guildhall at East Hampton, and what they're going to do is they're just going to show it the way, not to bring back Southampton Playhouse, does with things like the Oscars. So that's what's happening this weekend.
A lot.
Can we
go
say
to
what people are talking about, though, first?
Sure.
Oh, yes.
That Sag Harbor,
'Cause you
doing the
were
Sag
there.
Harbor thing? Because I was literally
He was
there when
there.
it happened. Do we have
And
it?
he videotaped
This
it.
is-
Lulu's in Sag
crazy.
Harbor. You were talking about Swifties being your favorite drive-in restaurant, but
Yeah.
now there's a contender, a new one. Here's
Yeah.
I
thought we had it.
I
but we
didn't
don't.
tell him this footage.
Oh, there we go. But they had a slight mishap at Lulu Kitchen the other day.
Look at this. Watch this.
Yeah, this is it. This is the actual tape of it
Webcam.
happening.
That's actually, no one was hurt, thank God.
Yeah.
No one
Boom.
was hurt,
But
thank
if you're
God.
going to sit outdoors in the Hamptons now,
Be
just
on
don't
guard.
get too comfortable.
Wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Have an airbag
Have bumper
at
guards.
your seat. if
Lucky
you can.
lucky enough, no one was
Wow.
hurt.
And that
Well,
wasn't me,
let's
by
go
the
in
way.
for the repeat. Let's here's the replay. in
No, but
slow
everyone's
motion.
been talking about this, everybody.
And you
Yeah.
were there. Were you
I was,
driving?
no, I was in, my office is next door.
Patrick was driving.
And yeah, no. There are people who
You
I
did
think,
go over and take a still that I don't think we have.
No,
That-
we
this
don't.
is-
We did.
By the way, this is a great way to set up the what's new at restaurants. Our friends at Hungry for Hamptons. Let's throw that graphic up. And,
Oh, yeah.
and,
Oh, it is new
I
out here.
mentioned.
I went.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you did.
I went on.
Swifties.
Yeah, and I saw my friend Charlie Esposito, who you happen to know
Oh,
from Clark
Charlie. I love Charlie.
The food was good, the service was good, but I don't think I'll be going back.
Really?
I just-
Pricing?
It's not the. It's got a really weird vibe. It's not a Hamptons
Well,
vibe
it's,
at all.
you know, let's
very
give it
Palm
some
Beach.
credit. It's just starting
Well, but
out.
the people like
They're-
that. People from Palm Beach who come up here go, I want it to be exactly the way.
Well, I hope
everything
they
that
don't.
goes
I don't
to
own
Palm
any.
Beach
I
from
don't
New
own
York. I
lime green pants, so it's. I don't think they'll let me in
Oh, I
again.
have mine.
There
Here,
you go.
I'll lend you this.
If you did, it would be a good thing you weren't wearing them right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Ooh, maybe I'll go buy a pair just to play with the green screen. That's
The other new restaurant we want to talk about, also covered on Hungry for Hamptons, they were there last night, so follow them on Instagram, is Camp Rubio Rosso.
Camp Ruby Rosa.
Ruby Rosa.
At the site of the old laundry.
Laundry, that
the
was bamboo,
club.
that then
Which I
was
love the Ruby Rosa.
What was it? The
City.
Lodge. Then it was Race Lane. Then it was what was it?
run by our friend for a long time,
Italian cowboy or
Michael
whatever.
Gluckman, who brought pizza to us
Lodge,
last
yes.
week. Thank you, from the
I
sites.
went to Ruby Rosa as well.
What, you
Right.
are just a
Okay,
little
how was it?
foodie.
I will give you my line.
Did you have that tie-dye pizza that is they're like...
Signature?
No, I think we got it. Like I went with. There were four of us. We had a salad, a pizza, and some. I think a chicken parm. It is like a Chuck E. Cheese for 25-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that
there's
make sense?
games
saying
there and
something.
stuff?
It's just loud
Can you
and
write on
it's
the-
loud and frenetic.
Can you write on the tablecloth?
I mean, the food was fine, but it was loud and frenetic.
And yeah, and how'd you do at skeet ball?
Yeah.
So, did
wanna
you
start
sit
Cornhole.
outside or inside?
What's that?
Did you sit outside?
I
or
sat
inside?
inside. It was 2 weeks ago when it was still winter.
All right, if
Oh,
you're
my.
just tuning in, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now. The important thing that we keep stressing is if you're watching this right now, everything we're talking about is happening this weekend. And the reason I'm excited about tag sales, we'll get to Real Estate Roundup in just a few minutes, and we've got a special guest to talk about Hamptons Pride Parade.
Yes.
That's Saturday at noon. But the tag sales have a really good one. Well, they're always good, I guess. But this one is kind of famous. It's in Southampton. If we can throw it up now, you'll see it's at 36 Barker's Island Road.
Right.
And it's a benefit for fresh air.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big deal because they get really good swag, or they get really good stuff.
Bill-
So this is the Southampton Tag Sale. It's a nonprofit center offering year-round recreational and educational. There it is. And that's the tickets to the premiere
Preview the night
before is like $250, but the next day you can go, as you see at those times, and there's really top. This is not really a tag sale.
It's not
in
a
the
tag
sense
sale,
of
it's- they have
somebody's home
designers.
stuff.
Bill
This is like-
McCuddy donates his wardrobe every year, so you get a crack at
that
it.
goes for pennies on the dollar.
know,
and
there's
here are the
not
others.
enough
There's
doctors
the
out
Barker's. There's the Barker's Island. We also have one in Hampton Bays. You saw a second ago. That's at Rolling Road. That's Saturday
Who
and
named
Sunday from
that
10
road?
to 4.
Barker's Island.
Same guy who named it Mount Misery and Widow Gabbets
Yeah,
and Dead End Trail and,
jeez.
you know,
Wow, it's the same
Malaria
reason.
Drive. I still don't understand that.
Lime
one.
Lane.
Yeah, there you go.
South. That's the Barker's Island run. I think we have one more, which is in Bridgehampton at 37 Hildreth Lane. Cash or check only. 12
No
to
early
4,
birds.
Saturday or Sunday, and that particular sale is held
this is a
by
nice
an
graphic.
artist who
That is.
curates other artworks from other artists and has it at that tag sale. Again, happening this weekend. all
Very important
weekend.
to
You
go.
know,
A lot of
okay,
good
Tom.
booty.
A little later on in the show, we're going to take a look at Wes Anderson's new film. We're also going to talk about the John Wick edition, now with a woman called Ballerina. And was that any good or not? I'm going to tell
And
you.
then a big block party this weekend in Bridgehampton. We're going to be talking to Colin Ambrose from Estia Kitchen
Absolutely.
about that.
And speaking of Colin Ambrose, let's tease that. Let's show the announcement he made last week on Instagram.
Which inspired us to
that
call
inspired
him.
us to call him.
There
Here we
you go.
Ambrose, chef and owner of Estia's Little Kitchen.
I'm Bonnie, Bridgehampton Child Care Recreational Center Executive Director.
We're very excited about an event we're going to throw, the Turnpike Block Party. It's in Asado.
And we are the beneficiaries for this wonderful event that's going to be happening. We're going to have great jazz, right?
That's it.
Great music.
Hampton Jazz Fest is supporting this event. Kid Squid is supporting the event. We've got Almond running the bars. We've got Wolfer pouring the wine. Buddy Billy from Tavern is going to be running the grill. Cookies from Levain Bakery. We're going to have torta ahogada from Panada with chorizo from Carlito. And Vegan Wagon's going to be pouring a beautiful gazpacho there.
We have art. We have elevated art that's going to be here for sale. And we have wonderful art. The kids are going to be here. There's going to be a lot of dancing, a lot of music, a lot of just great community. It's going to be a great party. It is all for the center. Basically is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful event to support a wonderful organization. It's all for the center. You guys got to come.
June 8th, 5:30 p.m. Be here or be square.
That's on a Sunday. You got to be here.
Join us at the Turnpike Block Party.
Yes.
It's going to be outstanding.
And this guy right here, this is the guy. Colin, thanks so much for making this happen. Everyone else, thank you so much
So
for making
much
it
fun.
happen. See you there.
That's it.
Pride Parade.
Hey,
And welcome back. We're here at LTV Studios at Hamptons Weekend Live, and today we are going to be discussing Hamptons Pride Parade, and our guest of honor is Tom House. Welcome to the house.
founder and organizer of
Founder
Hamptons
and
Pride.
organizer. And I mean, he's the all-around go-to guy as far as this parade is concerned. So what's the lineup looking like, Tom?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
Got a lot of
probably
people?
every year we get more.
That's wonderful.
That's great. What inspired you to do it, Tom?
Yeah. So Jackie knows this story very well.
Yes, I do.
January 22, you said expect a call from the mayor of East Hampton, a village, so Jerry Larson. And
How it happened
Wanna help me
was
tell
Jerry
you?
and I were talking, I wanted to do something for Pride Month.
yes.
And he goes.
That's why the Tonys are this weekend.
There you
oh
go.
my
Yeah,
God!
oh my
no,
gosh,
now I
the
know
penny
why.
just dropped. So I said, yeah, we've got to do something for, have Pride Month. And he goes, maybe we'll do our own parade. And I go, I know just the person to call. So I called Tom, and he took it and ran with it, and now it's an amazing, I mean, it gets bigger and bigger every single year. Really exciting, though.
Yes.
What's the most exciting thing this year about it?
All the schools that are coming.
Yeah, and
The guest of
your
honor?
Guest of honor.
Yes, no, of course. No, John
Yeah.
Cameron Mitchell. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
working on that since July.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big get. That's the guy from Hedwig and the Angry.
Angry Itch, yeah, that's a big get.
The creator and the original Hedwig.
Yeah, which is
From-
amazing.
from the late 90s,
Now,
yeah.
he's going to be the guest of honor, and also afterwards, there's going to be something in the park, right?
Yeah. Well, basically, he's our performer. You know, he's going to help us kick the parade off. You know, he'll be at the front of the parade with us, but he's going to perform in Hyde Park songs from Hedwig.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
cool.
how exciting.
And, I like to lead with the parade is for everyone. It's family friendly, so LGBTQ plus allies.
And I'm going to be in it. I
Yes.
mean, I'm with my friends, and
Yes.
hopefully Melissa Kahn is going to be joining me in my car later.
Melissa Kahn.
I'm trying to twist her arm into it if I can get her off the tennis court. She's
There you go.
always on the tennis court.
So what's your favorite part of the whole parade?
I really, when people are setting up along the side of the road, they come early, do their floats and get things set up. It's, there's so much camaraderie there. It's excitement. It's real community.
Decorate our cars.
Yeah, I mean, I love it once, people are there and they're excited, and then we just kick off, and then it's
There's
just-
also part of this
Oh,
is
no.
at what's the not Longhouse, isn't there something going on at what's the one off of?
Longhouse.
Yeah,
Longhouse
isn't there something
Reserve.
going on with Longhouse
That's
Reserve?
later.
Ah.
That's later in June. Yeah, that's
Okay.
another fundraiser for the Hamptons Pride.
Yeah,
But
that's
you know
our
what?
only fundraiser of the year, actually.
When is that? It's in June?
Thank you, June 21.
Yeah, June 21. It's
Sorry.
going to be quite amazing.
Yes.
But you know what I love too about the parade
Yes.
is that the Presbyterian Church has a float and walks.
So
The
many faith
LVIS, the ladies, they
The ladies who lunch
also-
come in and
the
do it.
ladies who lunch come and do it. We
That's
have the
great.
fire engines, the ambulances. I mean, it's a whole community that comes together to support our diverse community.
It's true. There's so many different parts of the community that come out.
Yeah.
And really proud of how many faith groups. I think there's 8 now.
Wow,
That's pretty
really?
impressive.
That's wonderful.
The Jewish Center, the DAS comes. A big shout out to St. Luke's. Oh my goodness, they have a huge
St. Luke's is-
contingent.
yeah.
And the Lutheran Church with they're very big. Christ Church is coming this year.
That's wonderful.
fantastic,
That's
Tom.
fantastic,
And
yeah.
that's a nice message to give.
I think so.
We have more schools joining every year. Sag Harbor is going to be with us this year for the
Wow.
first time.
That's fantastic,
So,
wonderful. So how
yeah.
many floats, people, walkers, or do you anticipate?
Right now, there's over 75.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
that are registered.
Yeah, that's
So,
great. Oh, that are registered, and do
Yeah.
people drop in? If you want to join in, come on in. I really highly suggest donating anything. I mean, this is a not-for-profit, and it does so much good for our community. So, whatever you can, if you could donate, it would be great.
Well, thank you for that. One thing, the parade is free. We don't
Yeah.
charge for registration.
That's
so
correct.
we
And
have
it's on,
no bars.
where does it start and where does it end?
Starts at the Presbyterian Church,
Right,
and the lineup between the Presbyterian Church and Guildhall.
right.
And then the right side of the road is the first leg, and then the East Hampton Village Police, can't say enough about them, about how much
Yeah,
help they give
big
us.
shout out to the village
Yes, I
police
mean,
and to the mayor.
Yes, and to the village in general, and the town of East Hampton. They're so behind Hampton's Pride and the Pride Parade. But then then they line up in the middle, and then on the right side of the road. So it's
That's awesome.
it's a lot. There were a lot of people last year, and we'll see.
Congrats, that's awesome.
Thanks.
When does planning begin for next year?
Oh my gosh, already, it's already begun.
No, it begins. It really takes all year, but it really kicks in January.
And you get a lot of goodies too when you come to the parade. You get flags, you
Yes.
get bracelets,
You
you
get
get
wristbands.
beads. I mean,
We have our
we
wristbands
have
on,
our
yeah.
wristbands on. I'm all ready. I take my
Yes.
little.
And more important than ever that this event exists.
So,
Tom,
yeah,
so
thank
thanks
you.
for-
It
That's
is more
the
important.
key.
It's always important,
Well,
like visibility of the
The community's been
LGBTQ+
under
community.
attack. recently.
Yes.
So
And I
we'll
think
get out
that's
there and support you and support Hampton's Pride.
Yeah, it's important that it happens every year and that it gets stronger every year. And, you know, the local community is behind us so much.
That's
And
awesome.
thank goodness for local community.
Yeah,
you know, that,
absolutely.
you know, there may be some, you know, loss from on the national stage, but that's not happening here.
Yeah,
Well,
I
what's the
think
weather going to be like this weekend for the Pride?
it's going to be
We're
good.
fingers crossed. Let's take a look and see what's going on out there.
Yeah,
Shine. So.
yeah, so no worries.
You can get one of those hats that has an umbrella.
Umbrella right
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
there you go.
What I saw was a little drop of rain at like 8 or 9 o'clock, but it's going to be fine. For
We'll
when we
be
take-
fine.
And can we see the weather for Sunday? Because I didn't get a
Yeah, we
chance
did
to
get it.
look at
Sunday, it was
that. 68. When is summer going
low
to
of
come?
57.
When
Well,
is
you know,
summer?
I'm glad it's sort of inching its way up. You know, we were in winter 1 week ago.
Yeah.
And now suddenly it's 75 yesterday, so I'm sort of happy with the gradual incline.
Thank
That
God
way
for
Bill
you.
doesn't sweat so much.
Hey, Bill, is he still sweating over there?
Yeah. And thank Tom for
Tom, thank you
dropping
for
by.
being
We're going to
here.
go
Thank you so much
get the
for
parade
having
as
me
soon
on.
as we can. You guys, we'll keep the weather up. You guys come over
Yes,
to home
we're
base.
coming over.
We've got lots more show still to come. Rain or shine, we're going to have the real estate roundtable with some of the best deals in the Hamptons. We also have a little bit of a preview of some more summer reading from our good friend Jane Ubel Meyer. But you know what? My first question for you two as we come back and
Excuse me, I'm just going to use
if you're
this.
just joining us, this naked woman is
That's like a
jacked up.
Madonna thing going on there, Missy.
And this
Oh, my
lady is
gut's
jacked
hanging out
on.
there. My God's hanging out. Oh, yeah.
What you have to understand is this is the rehearsal. This is the show we do in rehearsal, and it goes out.
You know
I
the
could
only
do one
thing-
of those bustiers. Look.
If
Oh,
you're- fix
works
his
really
collar.
well.
If
Oh,
you're-
fix my cut.
yeah,
You know, the only
keep
thing
going.
is, Bill, when we do the show, we always apologize to the audience, so that's good.
Yes.
No apologies. Are you kidding?
No,
it's
it's
us in the flesh and live.
This is
It's a
nice.
bustier. Here
Hey,
you
let me
go.
ask you two a question. What is your Hamptons hack? What's the thing you do or tell people to do about a great deal at one of the restaurants, or a time to go shopping at King Cullen, or anything
Midnight.
you do? Is that true? Can you get
Yes.
in?
No,
midnight?
my
It's
Hamptons
open
hack is...
break in?
24/7. No.
I have a great one.
Okay.
Do you know that Costco in Riverhead does delivery out
Yes. That's
Is
a
that
biggie.
true?
Yes,
Yes, it
you can
is. They
order
do,
online and then they deliver.
What's it-
Why was I not told?
What's the name of the Fresh Direct? Not Fresh Direct. That's the what's it called? The someone help me.
Oh, well, whatever.
But
anyway,
you can
go
order from
online.
Costco. Will give you the
Different
same.
than
In
Costco.
Riverhead, will give you same day delivery.
And also, this is a really good one, Stop and Shop in East Hampton. You can go online and order, and then you just go there, text them, and they will put it in your car.
Yeah, I've seen people walking
That's pretty
around
good.
That's what
a
I
lot of
do.
the local, like CVS and Walgreens and stuff. Well, I said earlier in the season that my hack is to try never to drive east or west on 27. Only go north and south if you can. For people in Bridgehampton, that means going to Sag Harbor. And somewhere between Bridgehampton and Sag Harbor, my Hamptons hack is a place called Serene Green. Take a look. Welcome to Serene Green. Now, the reason this is significant to me, and the reason I'm making this my Hamptons hack, is because it's kind of in the middle of the countryside. You can anything in the countryside. Take a look at this. They grow everything themselves, and they have a great spot here, just off Brick Kiln Road. It's easy to find. You can draw stuff. There are people of all ages. Hi. And look, there's no big long line at the cashier to get out of this place. It's got everything fresh, including seafood, fresh baked goods, sweets and treats, everything you can imagine. And because it's not anywhere near 27, you can actually find stuff. I come here for the garden greens. The other great thing about it that's kind of, I don't know, worth noting is it might have the cleanest outhouse I've ever been to in the Hamptons, or anywhere for that matter. Look at this thing, it sparkles. It's serene clean, and it's green. I highly recommend this place because you can get to it through through these roads. Brick Kiln, Sag Harbor's over there, Bridgehampton's down there. I do my own camera work. I don't know if you can tell.
I'll see you.
There it is. It's on.
Oh, that is. I love
it's on
it.
Very
Brick-
nice.
Well, a lot of people don't know about it because it's in the middle of a neighborhood. The way, what's the Mexican place in East Hampton that's just
Rita's Cantina.
Rita's
Yeah.
Cantina,
these places are cool. We're going to bring you Hampton hacks all summer long. The other thing we've been talking about all summer long are beach reads. If you're just joining us, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now, and everything we're talking about is happening this weekend. Our good friend Jane Ubel-Meyer had a little bit of news about where you can see some of her new beach reads. Here she joins us on Instagram as well. We take everything we can from Instagram.
Totally.
It's easy. It's easy. That's why we do it.
Snappy and cool. That's why. And here it comes. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe not.
Hi, this is Jane Ubel from Bedside Reading, and my company has been placing books by the bedsides in the Hamptons forever, like a decade, which is amazing. We have a number of hotels, and one of our favorite hotels is Journey East Hampton. They're so lovely and kind, and it's such a great, beautiful atmosphere. So we're so happy to have our books placed here, by the pool, or reading in the lobby, or outside by the fire pit. It's perfect place to read. And one of my favorite books this summer is Shooting Stars Above. This is a People Magazine best pick. It's a romance, and we love it. If you're into business and expanding your life as a woman in business, She Thinks Big by Andrea Libros is fantastic. It really helps women kind of figure out why they can't make it big, and actually she coaches women on the next steps in business. So this is really great. There are so many great, exciting books. We have J.D. Barker, who is a best-selling author, and we just have so many books this summer. It's been a real treat to provide books for our hotels in the Hamptons. And if you're around Journey East Hampton, come on by, and all of these books are complimentary. So we're thrilled about that.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome back. Hello, everybody.
We're live. We prove it every weekend.
I know.
And now we're going to talk about movies and also a special guest that's going to be coming to the Southampton Playhouse on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Say hi to Artistic Director Eric Cohen. Eric.
Hello.
Eric's back.
Hi, Eric.
He was here
Can't keep me away.
2 weeks ago,
Oh.
and he had just come back from the Cannes Film
That's
Festival.
right.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, how
Still recovering.
exciting.
Yeah, it was
So you
great.
saw everybody on the steps and
Saw everybody on the steps. I even saw the movies too. It was
Oh,
a
even the
wonderful
movies
time.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, they have
Yeah.
movies at
They-
times?
yeah,
I
can
just
you
thought it
believe
was
it?
a fashion
There's
show.
He was
two
just
different
watching
lanes.
Pedro. Who was the guy that just wore the sleeveless black shirt?
Wasn't that Pedro Almodovar?
Yeah, no.
Almodovar?
Almodovar.
He
no.
might have been around.
No, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal.
Big
Big
difference.
difference.
I
Although
think
Pedro
Big difference.
Almodovar did direct Pedro Pascal in a great short film last year.
Really?
So worth checking out, a
Oh.
Western.
We're going to get to the two big movies that are opening this weekend, and actually we're going to show movie times a little later on in the show, the specific times. But the first thing I'm excited about is the great Tony Gilroy
The master.
is
Oh,
coming
my
on
gosh.
Sunday at 2 o'clock for a Q&A with you.
That's right.
And tell people who don't know who Tony Gilroy is,
Yeah.
who he is.
Yeah, well, frankly, even if you don't know who he is, you're going to want to come to this because Tony Gilroy is keeping movies and TV smart. Okay? He wrote all the Bourne movies. He was Oscar nominated for Michael Clayton, which is one of the great legal thrillers with George Clooney, who was also nominated for that. And he also wrote this amazing show called Andor, which is the smartest thing that Star Wars has ever done. It's basically about the rise of the rebellion, but it's a true metaphor for how resistance comes up in fascist societies. It is palace intrigue of the highest order.
If your eyes are glassing over, or anyone watching is because of the whole Star Wars thing, I am told, and I would have not seen this, that this stands alone as its own
And
thing.
I would tell
it's
you
not
that.
really
Yeah.
it is a Star Wars thing. It lives in that world, but
Yes.
but it's
It will satisfy you if you like Star Wars. It's events that took place before the 1977 movie of Star Wars. So if you're really in the weeds with that stuff, you'll appreciate it. But if you haven't seen it, you'll still like it. Also, it stars Diego Luna, amazing actor.
Oh, wow.
And he plays this character named Cassian Andor. It's named after him. And it's consistent with the other work that Tony Gilroy does. You're seeing movies that have, dark things happening, conspiracies, action scenes, all that kind of stuff. But also, a lot of times, it'll stop for a monologue. It's something really intelligent.
Mammoth-esque
So it's
or
Star
like-
Wars for adults almost.
Yes, 100%. And that's what we're going to be talking about. How do we keep this kind of storytelling smart? So he's going to explain his whole journey to that point. So again, whether or not you know this stuff, I think you're going to get something out of it. He's also going to show a clip from a movie that he saw when he was very young that inspired him. And I won't tell you what it is because you got to come see it. But it's a surprising choice.
Is it a smart thriller? Maybe.
It's not a thriller.
Okay.
It's actually something quite funny.
I mentioned Beirut. Sorry, I mentioned Beirut at the top as a little scene or little kind of a gem of his that was out a few years ago. I'm also a huge Michael Clayton fan.
Good.
Anytime
Clayton's amazing.
you know who's in it, who rarely acts, but when he does, he's phenomenal. Is Cindy Adams is in it. She's great. Sidney Pollack.
Sidney Pollack, amazing. in that
wow,
movie.
that's great.
He always, my thing about him is whenever he's in a movie, whether it's Tootsie or this or any other, when he talks, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Eyes wide shut. The writers
Eyes
write
Wide
for
Shut,
him. They
yes.
write
To
things
his
for him
level.
where he's always
His
telling you
level.
the truth.
Yeah, and Michael Clayton also came along right when George Clooney was evolving as a movie star, getting a little bit older, wanting to take swings on somewhat more mature stuff in a way. You know, he'd already played Batman and all of that.
Right.
He ultimately won his Oscar for Syriana, but this was the movie that really kind of set things up.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little bit of trivia on Star Wars. I dated Mark Hamill for about 5
Wow.
minutes.
Is that true?
Yeah, when the first
You
Star
buried the
Wars
lead.
came out.
Wow, that's a big twist. So you have to come to talk about
I
this.
have
Eric, I wish we had more time for you. So, what's
Yeah.
the name, Hamill?
I got questions too. My God, I mean, he's
Those will be
on
for
fire these
off-camera.
days. He's in his. I don't want to say.
He is one of the most
yeah.
genuine, friendly, amiable people. I mean, and
Wonderful.
it was I was living in Japan as a model,
Yeah.
and he came to promote the movie.
The
And
year is when?
in the 70s.
Okay.
I was 5. And I went to a party and he was there. I had no idea who he was. It was quite interesting. And so, he asked me out and we went out. And when he moved back to the States, after promoting the film, he said, if you ever see me in 10, 20 years from now and I'm a big asshole, he said, just kick me in the behind, would you? And I went, sure thing, Mark.
That's what all the
Absolutely.
would-be movie stars should be saying to their
Exactly,
friends.
yeah. But I
We're
think
public
he's really kept
television,
to
and we
that.
prove it every weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. So listen, Southampton Playhouse this weekend, because we're always talking about weekend now. It has 2 new releases. One is the Wes Anderson movie, which
Yeah.
if people at the top of the show heard me say, I saw a great movie. I haven't seen that yet, so it's not the one I pick. The one I pick is surprising even to me, and is the John Wick Ballerina.
Yeah.
I
good
think
time.
this movie is clever in a kind of Keystone Copy kind of way, and is doing really interesting, funny violence, and not quite like a Roadrunner cartoon, but in the spirit of something like
There's
that.
a sequence where 2
interesting. I gotta
characters
see
fight.
this.
They're using glass plates, and they just keep smashing those glass plates.
Because
on their
there's a
heads.
gun underneath one of those
Exactly.
plates, and they're trying to find it. There's
That's
another one
the
where she
Looney
takes
Tunes stuff, yeah.
a remote control to hit somebody, and all these old movies come on the screen at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
It's almost like the Three Stooges. We're
Well,
going
the
back
Three
to that
Stooges, come
kind
on
of.
for a second.
Oh, get out!
No,
For
I'm
heaven's
not kidding,
sakes.
but it works, and it's really
Wow.
it's super violent. Do not, obviously, you're not taking.
Yeah, no, don't take your kids. I mean, to go back to the Tony Gilroy thing, right? You go see Ballerina and think about the challenges of making a movie like that substantial, right? It takes place in a world like Star Wars. It's the John Wick universe. How do you make it interesting and not just bogged down by mythology? You root it in character, and in this case, it's this young female assassin who ends up in a conflict with John Wick,
Right.
who's a character we've been rooting for in the past, and you have a different kind of relationship to him in this case. So I would say, go to the Pride Parade, see Ballerina, think about what makes it good, and then go listen to Tony on Sunday
We have
to
our
get the
weekend
full
set up.
package
There
of the
you go.
Southampton
That's
Playhouse.
our job. That's what we do here.
We're
Eric,
like your assistants.
Thank you so much for coming by.
My pleasure, always. Thank you for having me.
To see you out, we're going to show you a little bit behind the scenes, the making of Ballerina. Take it.
You can still leave. You still have a choice.
No, I chose this.
Anna's a wonderful actress, so talented, and there's really not anything she can't do.
On his complete dedication to the training, it's pretty impressive.
She gets the tone of what we're trying to do and brings a whole new, fresh perspective to the John Wick universe. The end product feels like it's a custom fit for her.
If I am disciplined, I can get there.
Within the training, it's a lot of work. You're a character that is beginning this path, becoming an assassin. So you're also going to get your ass kicked. On set, she'd show me the bruises, the marks, the scars, and they became like merit badges.
I'm actually surprised I came out of it in one piece.
You will always be weaker. You want to win? Adapt, cheat.
I'm not playing a superhero.
She's someone who's using whatever they can to create and build a weapon out of survival.
We have a practical aesthetic that we try to apply. You need somebody to actually be performing that. So when you have somebody like Ana de Armas, the sky is the limit. How far can we push to give you that visceralness?
It's a process that, as painful as it was, physically speaking, it was really inspiring.
To see her shift into her next gear was really cool. She's like, let's go.
Oh, and
Well,
we're
that looks
back.
awesome.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, we'll have a showtimes of what's playing out here in the Hamptons in just a few minutes, and we'll also take a look at what else is playing this weekend. So stick around for just a few minutes. But right now, we're talking real estate as we do every week. Time for the Real Estate Roundtable, joined by Jackie Dunphy of Corcoran Group.
There's a graphic for that.
There's a graphic? It's okay, we'll skip it at this point.
No worries.
Don't worry about it. And Melissa Combe from Ravis Home Mortgage. Jackie, take it away. I'm going to let
Take
you
it away.
take it.
Okay, you know what? It's
Okay.
everybody. Oh, here's the graphic. Very nice.
Yeah,
with
there
the
we
beach
go.
and everything. Melissa, on everyone's mind, mortgage and interest rates. Take it away.
Well, you know, we've been on quite the roller coaster this year.
Oh, have we ever?
It looked like at the beginning of the year, the rates were gonna head down a little bit because the economy was softening. And then tariffs came into play at the beginning of April, and tariffs, because they're an extra cost, are inflationary. And mortgage rates in the bond market don't like inflation, so mortgage rates went back up, and then we've had to deal with the budget. We've had a little bit of sort of mixed economic data. On Wednesday, we saw that the ADP Advanced Jobs Report came in well below expectations, only 37,000 new jobs. But then this morning, the federal government's jobs report came out, and it was stronger than the market was expecting.
So why is that? Why is there such a difference? Is it just different numbers, different polling?
Well, they're looking at different employment sectors to a certain degree. The ADP is mostly private payrolls. The federal government one includes all federal payrolls. But, you know, the bottom line is everyone's been waiting all year for interest rates to come down, and we think we get there, and then it blows up again against us. You know, we have to deal with the budget, another big issue.
You know, it's sort of like trying to lose weight. Jeez,
Yeah,
you know, we just can't get rid of those
Right,
last
you lose
5
2 pounds,
points.
you gain 5.
So we don't see anything, we don't see them coming down anytime in the
I
foreseeable
don't. I think, you know, the
future.
Fed meets shortly, and the Fed will probably come and tell us that there's still not enough evidence as to what the tariffs will do to the rate of inflation. And since most of the tariffs are on pause now till July or August, the hope is that the earliest time the Fed could cut rates would be in September. And
Do you really see that happening, though?
you know, it depends. If the tariffs are going to be big, that's going to be very inflationary to the economy. It's going to hurt the economy, but inflation is going to go up, which will put us into a period of stagflation, which is the Fed's least desired outcome for the economy.
Look what happened
So,
in Japan for a
That's
decade.
correct, and their hands are going to be tied. So unfortunately, you know, the Fed is going to have to say they have a dual mandate. Are they going to fight employment or support maximum employment, or are they going to fight inflation? And I think if we get into a period of stagflation, that, inflation's gonna win the battle and rates are gonna stay higher for longer.
So you're not seeing a lot of refinancing, obviously, especially with people with 4 and 3%ers.
No, not enough. But we all, people are buying, people are moving. We have life cycles. You get married, you get divorced, you die.
Yeah.
You have more children. People need to move, and that's keeping the market going. And interest rates today, where they are, you can find adjustable rates in the mid-5s and 30-year fixed rates in sort of the mid to high 6s.
Well, that's not so bad.
I was about to say, if you look back historically,
it's not
rates
so
in the
crazy.
6s was considered to be a very healthy rate environment. We got very spoiled though for, due to COVID, and even for the decade prior to COVID, the average rate was, under 5%.
Yeah, I find that it's making a healthy balance now in the real estate market. COVID absolutely blew everything out the window, and now we're coming back to a more balanced market where buyers are looking for compelling value, sellers are starting to get realistic with pricing.
And they're digesting the slightly higher mortgage rates, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct. And, remember that rates will change. In today's market where prices are slightly softer, you'll get a better price on the house. Even if you pay a rate that's a full percentage point higher, if
Sort
the
of a
price of
wash.
that house goes up 5% in a year, you'd be way ahead of the game with a higher mortgage rate. And you get to enjoy being out in the Hamptons.
Are sellers doing any of these sort of selling bonuses, buying down points, anything like that right now?
On the conforming side, we see a lot of people trying to offer temporary rate buy downs.
Right.
What I've actually seen more lately in terms of incentives to the buyers, I've seen extra incentives to the real estate brokers.
I will say for me, I don't think that works.
What do you mean incentives?
Higher
like
commission,
higher
bonus
commissions.
Higher commissions, if you sell it by July 1st, we'll give you a $50,000 bonus.
Yeah, but it's ultimately up to our buyers.
Right.
It's not, we're gonna shove a house down their throat just because they're giving us an extra commission.
I've been surprised to see that I haven't seen more buyer incentives coming from sellers.
Yes.
There are not a lot of incentives that can be offered on a jumbo mortgage, other than it's created by the seller, I'll pay your closing costs kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you would think that more people would do it in order to make their listing more appealing to a buyer.
Well, it's just, sellers are still stuck in the COVID days, and also it's a secondary market, and people really don't have to sell.
True.
Their lifestyle
And they don't have to buy either.
And they don't have to buy. So we're sort of do you feel it's kind of going into a little bit of a buyer's market, or are we still straight out?
I think we're definitely heading towards a buyer's market, but you're right, because with being out here, being in a second home market and such a wealthy real estate market, people can afford to hold out or do what, they want to do. It's not, no one's forced to do it economically.
Okay. Does that mean we're out of time? Is that why we haven't sounded
means we're having disco music going on.
Woo!
But Melissa, she's got to get out of here.
Well, why don't we look at some open houses?
Yeah, come
let's
on.
look at some
Let's
open
do some
houses.
open
All right,
houses.
let's
So I can
take
offer
it away.
mortgages for all of them.
these
There
open
you
houses.
go.
There we go. So
Patrick, take it away.
Okay, which one is this? I believe this
gorgeous
is.
one.
Isn't this pretty?
I want to live there. Melissa, that sort of looks like your house.
I think this is 161 Watermill Tout Road.
Yes, it is.
It's on 8 acres, 6 bedrooms, 7 baths, on 0.95 of an acre. Oh, it's the other one. Oh, bummer. It's 165. Oh, you know what it was? It was 165 North Main Street. And they're having an open house there this weekend, Saturday from 1:30 to 2:30. And they're also having one on Sunday.
Town? There's a
This
lot
is
of
in
North
East
Main
Hampton.
Streets.
East
Okay.
Hampton. And this is actually 6 bedroom, 5.5 bath, about 7,500 square feet.
Whoa, that's
Big
a
house.
gorgeous big house.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now we can go to the other one.
There it is.
Yeah,
Watermill Tout Road.
Watermill Tout Road, yeah. There you go.
I love that.
It's a great location, Watermill Tout Road.
You know what I like about that area? It used to be no man's land, but now you can shoot to Sag Harbor, you can shoot to the city, shoot down to the ocean, and shoot up to the bays. You can just shoot it up everywhere.
And they're going, the open house this weekend is both Saturday and Sunday, 11:30 to 1. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. the other things to do. Look, we're giving you so many things to do this
Giving you
weekend.
lots of, you can go to open houses, you can go to block parties, we can talk more about that in a second. You can go to Pride, you can go to movies.
To parades.
You get pre-approved for a mortgage, call Melissa.
Yeah, call Melissa, pre-approved.
But what is the weather going to be like this weekend? That's the $1 million question.
Well, as we take a look at that weather for the weekend, for the open houses, for the tag sales, and for the Pride
tag
Parade,
sales,
and for a big block party we're going to talk about in just a moment. Let's throw the weather up there now, and I'll ask my co-hosts to join me back. To warm up during the week, and I think we're going to see a week. Whether or not it's accompanied by any rain or not is as yet to be seen. Back to live action, where we have a little more business to do before we
Jackie's
bring
now
on.
a carpet square.
If you're just joining us, this is
new-
Weekend Live, and Jackie now works for the Carpet and Tile
There
Company in
you go.
Southampton.
You want to buy a square? Here it is.
Okay,
She gets a commission.
Show them
Yeah.
for a second why this is a problem. If
Yeah,
they're just
here,
joining
you
us.
see,
yeah.
here I
There
am
you
in
go. Oh, I
this
love
world.
that.
I'm virtual.
She's the
It sort of
floating
looks
head.
like. Anyway, never mind.
She's right now. She's literally head of pond.
We apologize ahead of time. If you're watching this, I'm sorry.
No.
A wardrobe malfunction is what this is
That's
called.
a
You
wardrobe
see?
malfunction.
Okay, we were talking before we get to our next guest about lobster salad out here. I do a routine in my act where I talk about I'm pulled over and they find 3 pounds of loaves and fishes lobster salad in the car with a street value of $35,000, and I'm arrested and yada yada yada.
Well, and it's not far off.
Not far off.
You actually came up with a great idea, which is maybe we should start tracking it almost the way Melissa Cohen does. The
Tracks
interest
mortgage rates?
Oh, yes.
We could see what lobster salad is going up and down to. In the meantime, though, back to Instagram, where someone has found the 3 best lobster rolls in Montauk. See if you agree.
Oh.
I don't eat lobster rolls, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Thanks for playing along.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Okay,
gonna
I'll
come
act
up
it
any
out.
minute.
There were 3 buns with
It's an Instagram thing.
lobster roll. No, we don't have that.
We don't have it?
No. Okay.
Bummer.
If I remembered which one, let's put that Lulu's footage back. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I can tell you which my favorite one is.
Yeah?
Is the
lobster-
lunch,
a
the
lunch.
lobster roll in Montauk.
Right.
You know who has a great one also? Right here, the seafood shop in Wainscott.
They have a great
they
one?
put it in a wrap,
Oh.
and it's only $16. I don't think
God,
they
that's a
realize what they're
steal.
doing there. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's another Hamptons hack.
There you
They're
go.
a Hamptons hack.
I
Okay,
think
get a
we've
roll.
gotten
Get a
through
lobster
everything
wrap.
except we have about, let's do that. So let's put up the movie times now, brought to you this week by our friends at the Southampton Playhouse.
Yes.
And we mentioned the 2 things that are opening. And here are the actual times. They
there
were
we
there
go.
for just a second. It was
Yeah.
like Hitchcock. They made a cameo
and then
appearance.
there you go.
Okay, so there's the
It's like my
Southampton
wardrobe,
Playhouse
vanishing.
this weekend. The Phoenician Scheme is that new Wes Anderson movie, and then on Sunday, as we mentioned, they have a special event with Tony Gilroy. Let's take a look at either Regal or South Sag.
Right,
There's
there we
the
go,
Sag
Sag
Harbor
Harbor Cinema.
Boy, you got good eyes.
I can't see that.
That's
Is
like
Mission
weird.
Impossible still playing? Because I
Mission
want to go see
Impossible
that.
is still
Oh,
playing.
good. No, I
should
was
you
hoping to see that
decide to
Saturday.
accept it. So that's
Does anybody have binoculars?
those are the times. Let's throw up the Regal East Hampton.
Yeah. Ballerina.
There's ballerina.
Yeah, Ballerina's there. Also,
We need some
Lilo
young
and Stitch.
eyes.
Oh,
look
thank
at
you.
that.
Thank you.
Can you
Final-
believe Lilo and Stitch is the number? Karate Kid Legends is also there.
Did
which
you
is
see
actually,
that?
I did not, but Jackie Chan is in that. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Have you seen the new Mission Impossible yet, Bill?
I have. I was not as
And?
impressed with that as I was the first half of that story, but I'm telling you, the out of the ballpark great movie this summer, and it is arriving this weekend, is Ballerina with Ana de Armas. Do you remember the last James Bond movie? We can come back to the set now. Do you remember? Or maybe we're there. I don't know.
Whatever.
Do you remember the last James Bond movie where they had that sequence in Cuba where she was
Yes.
fighting all these guys in the street and
Yeah,
Bond
takes
sees
them
her as a
down.
real she's doing that for the whole movie. It is the world of John Wick. Keanu Reeves is in it, and it's amazing. But the other movie that's opening this week is Wes Anderson's very twee Phoenician Scheme. Let's take a look at that trailer, and then we're going to meet a special guest about a block party.
Oh, we're going.
There you go.
Oh.
Laboring to recover and identify the remains of Zsa Zsa Korda, international businessman, maverick in the fields of armaments and aviation, among the richest men in Europe. This was Korda's 6th recorded airplane crash. He is survived by 10 children, 9 boys, 1 nun, his daughter Liesl.
I've appointed you sole heir to my estate, which you may come into sooner rather than later.
Why? It's been 6 years since our last meeting.
I have my reasons.
Which are what?
My reasons? I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm not saying. Korda Land and Sea Phoenician Infrastructure Scheme, my most important project of my lifetime.
Our objective, disrupting, obstructing, impeding, crippling Korda's enterprise in any manner possible.
Get the hand grenades. Today, tonight, and tomorrow, we rendezvous with every Titan and pretend we agree what we already agreed. But in fact, we don't. We can't. Call it. Heads. Heads.
Is this supposed to be here? It was under the lunch trolley.
Oh dear, who shot you?
Tara's from out of town. Help yourself to a hand grenade.
You're very kind.
Could you imagine falling in love with a man like me, by the way, hypothetically?
You're drunk on 3 beers.
Why are you shooting my ceiling?
This is a robbery on behalf of...
I understand that. I'm asking about my ceiling. You idiots are destroying a magnificent nightclub.
One thing you'll never know because you can't. The truth. I suppose I'm moved by this absurd performance.
I recognize this assassin.
Go now. Suicide panel.
Where's for father? Take this miserable sin into the company.
Yeah, you might want that tablet at the end of that movie. I don't know. It's a shame he couldn't get any actors.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wes
Quite the
Anderson, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And I think we saw the trailer, and that's probably the whole movie, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't know. I think I may be going to see this.
Yeah,
you know,
it
anything
has
with Scarlett Johansson, I tell you, if I were a guy, oh my goodness.
She's in the new Jurassic Park that's coming in just
Is
about
she
a month.
really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
But we digress because this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now. If you're just joining us, this is what's happening this weekend in the Hamptons. We talked about the Pride Parade, and now we're going to talk about a block party, a very special block party at Estia.
Yeah,
Estia.
back in the
Colin
garden.
Ambrose joins us. Hi, Colin.
In the garden. Hi, nice to be with you. Thank
Colin
you.
was just over at my house painting, so forgive his.
I've been preparing for this.
She'll use any
this
excuse
crowd to slide
touch.
in and
to touch the guests.
Yes.
everything. Yeah, I encourage it.
There you go. Okay.
Colin, we showed your Instagram post at the top of the show announcing this thing that you're doing, but tell us more about it and how you got involved.
I have been doing eventing in our garden for the last 10 years. The most significant one of memory was with April Gornick and Eric Fisher when we did the event for the cinema, and we called it the Turnpike Block Party. And so this year, it was presented to me that the Bridgehampton Community Center would be a good choice to raise funds for. They're on the Turnpike. They're the most natural choice we could make right now, and they're very active. They have
For people who don't know, we're talking about the Turnpike between Bridgehampton and Sag Harbor.
And that's where
correct.
little Estia is.
The little tiny line out the door Sundays. You try and queue up just to get a chair or at the counter.
So delicious.
And
Thank you.
And when
worth
you
the
say
wait.
the garden, you don't mean your house. You have a garden in the back.
Right, yeah. I bought the property in 1998 and it was hardscrabble. And over the last 25 years, we have cultivated a full garden with a small peach and apple orchard, rhubarb, blueberries, gooseberries, asparagus. Dahlias are the centerpiece of the garden. And as that matured, I realized that there was an opportunity for me to entertain charities and give them the chance to come and bring their constituency for dinner parties in the backyard. And so since the Turnpike Block Party, we've been doing smaller events and they've been productive, but this year I decided to do another big one. And this one is 100% of the donor's ticket value goes to the center.
And it's not just Estia, you have other chefs and other
Yes,
restaurants.
it's the
participating.
Turnpike.
Right.
So Almond is involved. They are coming from the Bridgehampton side of the Turnpike. And then we have Goldberg's involved. They're helping out. We have.
Watch your back or your place will turn into a Goldberg's. They buy everything.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
Good people, though, good
They're
people.
aggressive.
Good
and
bagels.
they've got a good program.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
do.
I mean, you know, there was a day when the Ginger Man moved in across the street from J.G. Mellon, I think it was,
Right,
and
in the
they
city.
both did fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so we're happy
Macy's
that they're
and
doing
Gimbel's.
break.
Well, you know, it just brings more people.
Right.
Yeah.
It brings more
to the
people at
area.
that time of day, and that's what we do.
Any
So anyhow,
music, any entertainment?
we have Billy from the Sag Harbor Tavern is coming to do the grills with me.
Oh,
Carlitos Butcher
lovely.
from East Hampton is providing the meat. Cavanolas is providing a cheese table. Wolfer is doing the wine. Kid
Oh my
Squid is
gosh.
doing the beer. Panada Bread is involved. So we have a wonderful grouping
What a
of
wonderful
local establishments.
grouping, yes.
And everyone's donating product with no return to them.
And
It
then do
all
we buy
goes
a
to the
ticket to
charity.
get in, or do
Yeah,
we buy-
you go to the website, the Bridgehampton Community
showing it
Center's
now there.
website, and they are on the Turnpike, and what they do is provide help to the mothers out there who are working. The two, the two income families where their children need afternoon programming, where their children need summer camps. They have a wonderful facility.
And
They
after-school
also
care.
After school care, they have a farm stand program that's supported by Quail Hill, where families in need can go and access nutritious food programming. So there's a lot going on at that center, and we're happy to be supporting it with an event where every dollar goes to
Goes
them.
towards them. That's wonderful. So
Thank
you're
you.
donating your services,
My product, my
your
staffing, the property, everything that's involved in producing this event. And Maria and I have been doing this, the idea came together in February, and we've been
Fabulous.
crafting the event. The Hampton Jazz Fest is providing the music.
Oh my
So we're gonna have a
gosh.
jazz show on the
Wonderful.
property.
Now, can you repeat when this is going to be again?
It is on Sunday at 5:30 in the afternoon at Estia's Little Kitchen.
I've always liked how democratic Estia's is. It's a line at the door. You're not Billy Joel, or it doesn't matter who you are. You wait just like everybody else.
Yeah,
and-
Billy didn't like that. Hey, but you know, he did wait, and he was with his kids the last time he came.
Nice.
And we were happy to have a very nice relationship with Jimmy Buffett. He would come often the end of the day for tacos at the bar.
Oh, yes,
And
your tacos are
and Alec
amazing.
Baldwin has a burrito named after him.
Oh, nice.
And when he comes, he waits sometimes too, and he doesn't get upset.
And isn't there a McCuddy
Everybody-
fajita?
No,
Did I
it's
see that on your
It's
menu?
a ham sandwich.
Oh, a
I'm afraid.
ham.
Listen, we're going to show you and the audience the weather once again. Just throw that graphic up, because do you have a weather contingency, or are you building?
We do the
any kind of-
20th is the backup, but we're not even
Oh, you
going
got-
there.
oh, you have a
I just
backup day.
listened to the weather from Bill Evans at WLNG, and he promises me that we might have a sprinkle, but nothing more.
Just 5 raindrops.
Are we in tents at all?
No tents.
Okay.
So
This is open air.
Sunday is
So
going to be
this
high
is a
of
block
68.
party, come rain,
It is,
come.
it is an old
Until
school
you'll
event.
you'll put it off, but if it's just sprinkling, you'll be fine and everything.
Minor interference doesn't come in.
Yeah, bring
And-
your umbrella. No
All right,
worries.
well,
buy tickets, everyone go.
Yes.
Thanks for doing this. That was
Yeah,
fun.
you guys are great
What a
to
blast.
include
Thank you
us in
so
your
much,
lineup
Colin.
today, and I'm sorry for coming in covered with paint, but I've
worries,
got a
now go
lot
get
going
back.
on.
By the way, I think that's a first, but I'm sure it's probably not going to be the last year.
Let me just say it's authentic.
That's
Okay?
We're all authentic here, warts
Yeah.
and all, paint and all.
You
So
paint
Turnpike Block Party this weekend.
We're going to follow you after the show for a taste test, and
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there
We
you
are
go.
gonna come over for
And I'm not
burritos.
waiting in line.
are
no.
you even open this weekend? Or are you all?
Oh,
setting
yeah,
up for the-
absolutely. No interference in regular programming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner Friday and Saturday night, just
Wonderful.
like we always do.
You know-
Sunday brunch, and then we pop for 5:30.
I have a quick question. Will you rent your garden out for private parties?
People come to me all the time. We do rehearsal dinners in the garden. As
lovely.
long as the restaurant isn't open,
Okay.
we entertain in the garden.
Wonderful.
When the restaurant is operational, the garden is simply a waiting area, and
Okay,
people
good to
can
know.
kick the soccer ball with their kids.
It wasn't a garden, it was a pebble-lined
Yep.
parking lot.
Yep.
In 1998, this man took it over. It's Estia's.
We
the
started
big block
making
party
soil.
this weekend.
We're composters.
Thanks, guys.
That's
Thank
what
you
we
so
want.
much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
We
you
will
so
see you
much.
next
Girls,
weekend.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Take care.